I invited my fiance's estranged father to our wedding, and he walked out.
We can't have the family reunions at a wedding. Gotta approve beforehand.
And trigger warning for mentions of substances. This happened about 4 months ago. I, 26 female, have been with my fiance, Cody, 32 male, for 7 years. Our relationship was amazing. We never really argued. Both had well above average paying jobs, and we've been living together for 5 years. Cody doesn't speak to his father, not because of anything his father did, but because when Cody was a horrible person after his mother's passing, he was using substances and often fought with his father. By the way, this comes from Capable Tomorrow 2104, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. The relationship ended when Cody took his dad's 1971 Plymouth Cuda. His dad had that car for years, and it was his pride and joy. The type that never got driven except to car shows that he waxed every weekend religiously. Cody took it on a joyride while high, picked his little sister, 10 female at the time, up from school in it, then crashed the car.
Oh, gosh.
The car was totaled, and his sister was seriously injured in the accident.
Oh, no.
She survived, but required extensive physical therapy and will have lasting effects from her injuries. She and Cody occasionally speak, but the relationship is superficial. His father, James, never forgave him. He immediately cut Cody off when he was sent to juvenile detention for 3 years and hasn't spoken to him since. According to his sister, James never wanted to hear anything about him. Cody would talk about how he wished he had his dad, or if he'd see father-son scenes in movies, he'd get a sad look and make small references to his own relationship. I know he deeply regrets what he did and loves his father, but he has a lot of pride and says he won't reach out because he doesn't want to apologize for something so long ago just to get his dad back. He thinks his father should want to come back because he's his son. After we got engaged, I decided I'd try to reach out to James. I found him on Facebook and explained that while Cody wasn't willing to apologize yet, he missed his father and wanted a relationship with him. James didn't hesitate and said he would love to attend the wedding. All of my excitement for our wedding became about my gift to him, his father. But when the wedding came, as soon as Cody spoke to James, who told him I'd invited me, Cody looked at me with a cold, flat face. He didn't look happy, he had no emotion, and then he literally walked out on our wedding. I was hysterical, and I'm about to cry right now just typing this. I was left to deal with all the guests, the venues, everything. He never came back. After 3 weeks of silence from him, I reached out to his sister, who set up a time for us to speak. He called me and said he didn't want to see my face.
Oh.
He yelled at me for going behind his back to do something like that, how he had told me he wasn't ready to apologize, and that whatever apology I promised his father he would never get, ultimately further ruining his relationship. When I explained that James didn't expect anything, that I made it clear he didn't want to apologize, but James didn't care, he went silent. I talked for another 5 minutes, pleading with him to see my intentions were good, and I never gave anybody false expectations before he just hung up on me. It's been 3 months since that day, and I've been living in weird limbo. All of his things are still here. He hasn't picked up clothes or anything. I started therapy, but haven't felt any progression. But 2 days, James reached out to ask when would be a good time to pick up Cody's things. I asked him if Cody had asked him to, and he said yes. I asked if they were speaking, and again he said yes. He thanked me for reuniting them and explained how Cody reached out 3 months ago after my conversation with him, and their relationship is on the mend. Cody's living with him, and they've been catching up on life. I mean, this is not your fault.
No.
This is not your fault. You clearly did something good.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a wake-up call to a relationship that we just shouldn't have been in.
Yeah. I asked him why Cody hasn't reached back out to me if he ended up reconnecting with him. What was he shutting me out for if he wasn't mad about his father anymore? And James told me that Cody was deeply betrayed by my actions by going behind his back and doing something so personally invasive, and that he just didn't want to be near me after realizing what type of person I can be. I feel like the entire situation is unfair. I realize I shouldn't have gone behind his back, but he'd expressed several times how he wished his father would be at the wedding and how much he wishes he'd had a relationship with him, and I never gave his father false hope for an apology that Cody wasn't willing to give. Yet I'm the one who got ghosted, and they have a great relationship now. But James is saying that I'm wrong because I went behind Cody's back and that he isn't going to save me from the consequences of my own actions by convincing Cody that I did it for him. I'm just at a loss. So am I wrong for going behind his back regardless of my intentions? I feel like everything worked out, so I don't understand why I was iced out. And there is an edit, really quick. My fiance was constantly stating how he wished his father was at our wedding, saying things like, is it weird? I hope my dad will be there. Like, I feel like I'll probably cry not having my father at my wedding. And also telling his sister that he wouldn't mind if she invited him. He also frequently brought up the subject of his father any time the wedding was brought up, saying how he wishes he wasn't so prideful. It's keeping him from inviting dad. I didn't just randomly get the idea to do it at our wedding. He constantly brought it up. And there is an update. After speaking with my ex's sister, who encouraged me to make the post, I wanted to clear some things up. She's the one who prompted me to write this because I've been hounding her with, are you sure I wasn't out of line? Since she was also involved in the conflict, and she kept reassuring me that I wasn't. However, in trying to keep my original post shorter, I left out a lot of information, partly because I wasn't trying to include things I felt were irrelevant, and I wasn't trying to have my ex painted as the bad guy. I just wanted to know if this was on me. Clarify some things. My ex's sister cut him off after his and my conversation in May, which led him to reunite and move in with his father. She and I regularly speak. My ex had a huge habit of never really asking anybody to do anything, but hinting extremely heavily.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
She's calling him her ex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after 3 months.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah. I'm relieved.
After 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, man, does steak sound so good tonight? Doesn't steak sound good? I wonder if we have some steak. Until said thing was offered to him or done for him. It's how he's always been. I don't remember him ever directly asking me to do things. It was just known when he wanted something by his guidance, which is what he did for the wedding. Oh, I would love if my dad was there. Love if someone could invite my dad. I think I would cry if my dad wasn't there.
Exactly. And then suddenly when he is and he doesn't know how to handle his own emotions, he's like, oh,
it's your fault.
Oh, so everyone else's fault.
Yep.
I have to be mad at you now.
I have to run away.
Yep.
When we got engaged, he literally hinted for months at how he wanted his father there and how upset he would be if he didn't magically show up. When the car incident happened, James had to file a police report and press charges against Cody in order for his insurance claim to be paid out, so Cody was charged. My ex never apologized to his sister or father for the events that transpired. He blamed them both for taking 3 years of his life. And said he'd apologize when they did, which they never did, obviously. Why would they? Wow. It's shocking to me that James is so welcoming.
Yeah.
When, like when OP said like, oh, he when he was a terrible person, he did this thing.
Right.
Again, it seems like he never grew from that instant. My ex lost his well-paying job back in January after he got a DUI and they let him go. He has not been working since. I have been supporting us. My ex repeatedly made comments about how he'd leave the wedding to go get wasted if his father wasn't there, and how his wedding wouldn't be real without his only living parent there. Update 2. I arranged for James to come pick up Cody's things around noon when I'd be able to leave for a half day from work. Cody ended up coming with him and asked if we could talk, where he said he was willing to forgive me on the basis that I rebuild and earn his trust back. This included allowing him to download an app that allows him to see everything I do on my phone throughout the day. I have to be lenient with him in finding a job because I put him through a lot of trauma in the past few months and he needs to heal. I would also need to allow him to restart a relationship in which we're only in the talking stages and allow it to progress from there if it does. So he wants to go cheat on you.
Yeah.
He's allowed to talk to other people during this period. He's moving back in, but he'll be taking the guest room. His father said nothing to any of this, just sat on the couch and listened with a blank face. When I told Cody that I was not interested in working things out, he kept asking me to repeat myself before blowing up about how I could hurt him so deeply and then not be willing to work it out. I apologized for hurting him, but told him that he had went on about inviting his father for months to the point that I feared punishment if I didn't invite him. He said his sister could have. However, she doesn't want to do anything for him, and she said she'd never invite someone to someone else's wedding. Hence why I felt I had to. By the way, I feel like you have to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. He says he wasn't mad that I invited his father. He was mad that a spectacle wasn't made of the event, which I asked him to elaborate. And he said he thought I'd do like a bride reveal where he turns, but instead of it being me standing there, it was his father and a photo shoot. In reality, he just casually ran into him during the seating period when everyone was arriving. He said I had ruined his dream of the reconnection and betrayed him.
Sure.
I asked them to get his things and leave because the conversation was just so baffling to me. James started to pack, but Cody continued following me around the house, hounding me about why I didn't want to work on things and that I didn't enjoy our life together. I told him he got the relationship with his father that he wanted, and he triggered my abandonment issues when he ghosted me, and that I drained all my love for him. He stormed out, and James finished packing his things. His sister is at work, so I haven't debriefed her yet, but this will probably be the last thing I post about this. And that's the last part of the story. Yeah, OP, stay far away from that guy because that is a giant red flag of a relationship.
Absolutely.
My date refused to let me visit their house, and it made me suspicious.
Ooh, I'm suspicious.
I, 22 female, have been seeing this guy, 23 male, for 5 months now. He's one of the kindest, most handsome, and most intelligent men I've met, and I've had a great time with him so far. We started kind of casually since I didn't talk to him about intentions early on, which I usually do, but it got consistently more serious. He would bring me food before work, we started texting and calling more frequently, and the feelings got stronger overall. By the way, this comes from user FrontAstronomer7581, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't always have all the answers. We just know what we would do in the situation. So if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. After about 3.5 months, I asked him what he wanted out of this because it was starting to feel like we were just going to be stuck in a situationship. I told him that I really liked him, but that if he wasn't wanting something more serious, I didn't want to keep wasting my time or his. He told me that he does want that with me and that he already considers us together. Now he tells me that he's going to ask me to be his girlfriend. But for me, I don't know why he's waiting. And when I asked what would happen if I asked him, he kind of laughed it off. My main issue is that he refuses to let me come to his house or go to his work for lunch. I can understand the work thing since I used to work at Amazon and understand the security issue of it all, but his house? He's been over to my house a couple times, and at this point, I think I would have been able to go to his. I've brought this up to him a few times, and each time he has a different excuse. The most recent was that he kept the dog he had with his ex. According to him, this dog can't leave his room because it doesn't get along with the other dogs in the house, and because he keeps that dog in his room, I can't come over. I'm just getting a weird vibe, especially since he would rather meet later in the day and sit in his car than have me at home. All of this to say, I'm wondering what to do. I mostly wonder if telling him, if you can't take me to your house, I think we shouldn't keep seeing each other, is worth it, or if I should just go. I'd like to make it work with him because I really do love him, but I can't get over the feeling that he's keeping something hidden. Comment 1 says, people are jumping to conclusions that he's cheating and you're the other woman. That seems hasty. Maybe he has like 200 piss bottles sitting next to his desk. Comment 2, so in 5 months, he's been to your place only twice and you've never gone to his place. So you've been alone in private only 2 times. This sounds like one of the most chaste flings imaginable. How long is he going to keep his ex's dog, since according to him, that second dog is the only obstacle to you getting together at his place? There are as many red flags in this relationship as there are in this post itself. I'm dubious, but if this post is for real, then he's lying about something or is just a weirdo or both. And you should scram. OP says, yeah, I know, it's a pretty odd situation for sure. That's why I put it here. I've never posted anything, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't just jumping to conclusions and was looking for insight. Like if anyone's been in a similar situation or just gaining an unclouded perspective. Definitely going to talk to him one more time, and if nothing changes, I'll call it. Reply says, tell him you can't be in a relationship with someone who isn't available. If he ever reaches a situation where he can invite you over and you're still single, to contact you. No, just leave him.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, people, you could just leave this man and move on with your life.
I feel like people, like, especially like women, are like really nice, like when they first start out, because it's like, ooh, boys like me. And then it's like, oh my gosh, now I need to be really overcompensating, like, to make sure that he knows that, like, I can provide and I can take care of him and I can do this. And motherly instincts, other instincts.
Yeah, you're dating a piss bottle freak who won't let you in his house. But then block him for a good long while. For whatever reason, he isn't available. If he's trying to cheat on a girlfriend or wife, I'd say never be in contact again. Have you done a Google search to see who else is connected to his name and address?
Whoa! I feel like
these people are freaks. OP replies, yes, I have Googled. But he isn't on anything like at all. He's got a pretty unique name, but literally the only thing I could find is his address and whose name is on the house. So just him and his mom. Update. I, 22 female, just met up with the guy I've been seeing, 23 male. Thank you everyone for your recommendations in the original post. I think it's worth mentioning that he does live with his mom and he's been open about that from the start. I took someone's advice from this last post and looked him up on Google. It's his name and his mom's name on the house. I brought up the house again and told him that I wasn't trying to sound accusatory, but the reasons he's giving me for why I can't come to his house seem a little off. I asked more about the dog in his room and why he couldn't let him run around in his backyard for a little bit while I came in. He said he doesn't like the backyard and that the dog would claw his way back into the house. I asked about the other dog that doesn't get along with the first one, and he said she's aggressive and he doesn't know how she would handle me. I asked again why she couldn't just chill in the backyard while I came in, but he had no answer. He then told me that he and his mom have had a series of targeted break-ins since he was in high school, and he doesn't want me going to his house because he doesn't want something to happen while I'm there. I can understand that, which you shouldn't.
No, what?
But-
Understand what? Which part of it? None
God.
of it I understand.
But he had someone living at the house before, so why was there no concern for her safety? He said he doesn't like to be at home and doesn't want to bring me into an environment that he himself isn't comfortable in. I asked if his mom would be a concern. He told me before that she would love me and is accepting, but I was trying to get to the bottom of it. He said she would have to meet me before I just came over and went to his room. I told him I was never trying to just go to his room. Even stopping by and coming in for a second would have been more than fine. I feel like I'm being kept from something or that he's hiding something. I asked if he doesn't see this relationship as serious enough to meet his mom, which I would understand, but he said no. He loves me, and maybe I don't feel the same way, but he's really genuine in his feelings for me. And by the way, I'm genuine in saying that you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you've got the entire archive. There's a little bit more story here. Girl, I swear. Girl, leave this man. He is hiding something from you. And if he's willing to go to this extent to just like blatantly like lie or like keep something from you, you should not stay with him, because guess what? He's probably lying about his feelings for you.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like in this type of situationship question mark.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like you don't owe him anything. And if he's being weird, why would you want to and why would you want to stay if one, you're not even, like you don't have to stay with him, right? Like there's no like obligation.
No.
So I just don't understand. Like I feel like, there's just some weird suspicious red flags. And I would just kind of, be weary. But, I mean, I also get it because I will literally, like, come up with any excuse. But that's bad, and don't do that.
Yes. From the horse's mouth. Do not do this. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I told him yes. But I can't be in a relationship with someone who seems like they have something to hide. He said that once the dog is gone, I can come over, but I don't know.
I'm not so sure, though.
Once the
Maybe.
dog is gone, who is at his house? He has a wife.
Who
His
is he keeping in the basement?
Someone is in that house that he cannot let you see. I feel bad doubting him after he told me about the break-ins. But still, if someone else lived there before, why can't I stop by for a couple of minutes? That's all you're asking for, is to just pop in 5 minutes, meet his mom, leave. And he's like, the burglars. No, the burglars, you can't.
Burglars are coming. The dogs don't like you.
It's
and everything's going to blow up.
It's not safe. My dog hates the outdoors. My other dog will eat you alive, and I'm uncomfortable in the house, and the burglars will find you. This guy's crazy. I don't know if I should take this as an elaborate excuse or have more understanding, because it sounds like a complicated situation. I don't want to brush off his experiences. I'll do one more update if I get solid proof of something, but otherwise, I'll probably end it with him. Thank God.
Good.
If it's something I can't get over and he won't let me come over, that's probably the only option. And we've got some comments from a male. Comment 1. This is nuts.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just the female brain, it's also the male brain.
This is as also a male. This is insanity. Something is seriously wrong with this situation. His reasons are nonsense, and his constant excuses are beyond ridiculous.
It's true.
The red flags couldn't be any bigger or redder. Move on, please, for your sake. Comment 2 says there's definitely something going on here. You should never have agreed to be their girlfriend without them showing action and not just words. It sounds like he's talking about rehoming one of the dogs, so what's the timeline on that? What's going to happen if he doesn't live up to that and allowing you at the house? There could be a lot of things going on. He could be dating someone else. He could be a hoarder. He could be lying about a substance habit and doesn't want you to see the way he lives. Ultimately, do you really want to be with a partner that is acting this way. Honestly, since you already agreed to be their girlfriend, which I think is a bad idea, I would talk to them about a timeline of when they're getting the dog rehomed and see if they stick to that timeline. It shouldn't be a very long timeline, like a week, for instance. And if the dog is still there and nothing has changed, break up with them because they're not going to change. Break up with him anyway because this is a giant walking, the biggest, reddest flag. It's the size of the moon. If the moon was red, that is this guy. Get out of here. That is the end of that story. We got another one coming right up.
My girlfriend controls every part of my life just because I forgot to text her.
That seems unreasonable.
My girlfriend, 47 female, and I, 34 male, are in a long-distance relationship where she's a couple hours away from me and can only really come visit me once a month for a couple days at a time. We met playing a game and we originally hit it off, and things were going really well. We've been together for almost 2 years now and spend literally every day together when we're not at work. By the way, this comes from you, throw RA6191514. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to OK Storytime subreddit. My name's Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give you some good advice, goofily. But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you do in the comments. Over time, I've started seeing just how controlling and manipulative she can be. It started when I had an event for work that caused me to be in another city, about an hour and a half drive from me, for a couple of days. My work paid for a hotel and travel expenses, but when I told her about that upcoming event, I immediately noticed her mood change. She started acting very guarded and concerned, but wouldn't say what was eating at her. She would only respond with, "I hope you have fun." After some coaxing, I finally got it out of her that she was concerned I might go up there and meet someone else. She's been married twice before, and apparently both of her previous husbands had claimed they were going on business trips and ended up hooking up with people during that time. So I made the compromise that instead of staying in the hotel my work was paying for, I'd drive back home every night and then back up there in the morning since it wasn't a terribly long drive. She was still guarded, but that seemed to do the trick to calm her concerns. Over time, I've just noticed things that stood out to me as odd. I don't use any social media, but I do have accounts from when I was younger, such as Facebook and Instagram. One day, she got super aggressive with me out of nowhere and became extremely standoffish. After finally getting her to say more than one word to me, she told me she's always had self-esteem issues. That day, she decided to look through literally every inch of my social media accounts to see what I was following and who I was friends with. And she instantly felt like she wasn't meeting my standards because a few of the pages I followed were of the risque nature. I told her to make a list of the accounts that bothered her and I would unfollow them, but assured her that I don't even use those accounts anymore and I don't even think about looking at Instagram. So I don't even remember what I was following on there. She did, and I deleted them. And we moved on. There have been instances where I've wanted to go out with some coworkers for dinner or drinks. They've been few and far between, but I'm newer to the city I now live and work in, so I don't know anyone here outside of work. I figured it'd be a good opportunity to make some friends and get out and socialize. It's only been like 2 to 3 times that I went out with the guys from work, but every single time she basically interrogates me about it, asking where I'm going, what I'm going to be doing, who I'm going with, are there going to be any females with us, when I'm going to be home, etc. I answer every one of her questions, but things still obviously don't sit right with her. It's like she doesn't want me to have friends or anyone in my life other than her and my family.
Yeah. Ooh. That's the alarm siren going off, brother.
That wasn't me getting my tires changed.
Yeah, that's the 5-alarm bell.
Even though she says that she's fine with it, it's plainly obvious that that's not the case. So I go out with my coworkers, I have a few drinks and dinner, I text her throughout the night to give her updates on what I'm doing and when I'm going to be home so that she can be kept in the loop. She'll even go as far as to ask me to take a picture of me and my coworkers together as proof. When I get home, she continues with the interrogation, asking me for very specific details on everything that I did, like she's trying to catch me in a lie or something. She's become extremely controlling over so many aspects of my life, and I've let her do it. She basically controls what I do when I get off work or on the weekends, because pretty much from the moment I get home until bedtime, we're in Discord together playing games or watching a movie. Overnight, she insists that we stay in Discord while we're sleeping so that she can hear me sleeping if she wakes up. The latest incident that was finally the straw that broke the camel's back was this last Friday. I got invited to go out with some coworkers for drinks. We were celebrating a couple people's recent promotions at work. So I told her I was going to be going out with some coworkers for drinks and I would let her know when I'd be going home. We went through the same routine, her grilling me on every minute detail of the plan, etc. Now, I go out with these guys and we go to the bar as planned, but we decide to go to another bar instead of calling it a night. So I tell her that I'm going to stay out later than I originally planned and that I would let her know when I'm home and whatnot. And she just responds with "okay" and leaves it at that. Unfortunately, I ended up having way too much to drink and had to Uber home. When I got home, it was all I could do to stumble into my place, and I passed out before I even hit the bed. I woke up around 7 a.m. and realized I never told her I got home. I immediately texted her and apologized and explained what happened. She immediately FaceTimed me and asked me to show her my room. I'm assuming to make sure I'm telling the truth about being home and to make sure nobody was with me. She proceeded to absolutely break down crying and started telling me that she didn't sleep at all that night because she started thinking that I was secretly out with another girl. She started saying things like, "You made me like this. You did this to me. I hope you had fun and it was worth making me feel this way." Things like that. I get it that I messed up and I drank too much and I didn't let her know. That's absolutely on me. But the way she was saying things made it sound like I did all of this on purpose to hurt her. She then proceeded to say stuff along the lines of, "You can never do this to me again. I don't want you to go out with your coworkers anymore." To which I really didn't even have a response. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm at my wit's end. She has so many other controlling characteristics that just don't sit right with me, but I let her do them anyway. It seems like she's always complaining about someone or something, whether it be someone at work being an a-hole to her, or her mom, or her kids, or the drivers on the road. She always gotta complain about someone else. She's always the victim in every situation she's in, and she never owns up to being the cause of anything negative in her life. If I'm having a bad day from work, she's having a worse day. If I have something good happen, such as my recent promotion, then she had a fight with her mom or something. I'll try and talk about something good and she insists on bringing up something negative instead. By the way, something that's not negative, you can listen to full episodes with stories like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Who you gonna break up with her, please? Please break up with her now.
Break up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Break up.
Maybe next time, don't put up with this for so long.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to go through it to learn.
Yeah, it's true. Now you know. You better know and don't let it happen again.
I'm a generally pretty positive guy. I like to see the good in situations and I don't like to dwell on something bad that happened. But she insists on only seeing the bad. Those kinds of things hold permanent residency in her mind, and she refuses to let things go even when it doesn't pertain to her. How do I finally get out of this controlling relationship? I feel like she gaslights me into making her past trauma be my fault, and she insists on trying to bring my mood down when all I do is try to be kind and caring to her.
Okay, buddy, we got some comments coming up.
Comments. Comment 1. End it. She needs her past issues addressed. She can't do right by anyone until she does right to herself. OP. I've told her that she should talk to a counselor or therapist before to address those issues because I know that is the best way for her to get over that past trauma. But it's like it goes in one ear and out the other, and she refuses to get professional help. So I've stopped mentioning it because all it does is start a fight. Comment 2. Break up over phone call or video chat. Don't go see her in person. Make the conversation short and to the point. It's not working out between us. We're not compatible. I'm breaking up with you. Do not contact me again. That's it. No need to explain why. She'll probably cry, beg you, guilt trip you, or threaten to unalive herself. It will be messy, but you will need to stay firm in your decision and don't fall for her manipulations. Hang up on her when she starts spiraling. Remember, you are not responsible for her emotions or how she's going to react to the breakup. Put her belongings in a box outside of your home and text her where they are. Do not meet her in person. Delete and block her number after that. I mean, honestly,
I don't know if there are any belongings in his home.
That's
of hers.
True. She might start to stalk you, so protect yourself.
She might. She sounds a little...
Change your locks if she has keys to your place. Put up security cameras. Be sure to tell your friends and family what happened so that they know to be on the lookout for her. Good luck and stay strong. OP, thank you. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head with feeling responsible for her emotions. It's felt like that's been the case for a while now. Like, if I'm not actively doing everything I can to make her happy, it's not good enough for her. It's been so hard trying to keep up with her mood swings when it comes to that because she'll say that I'm not making her feel important enough when I quite literally spend every moment I'm not at work with her. And even when I'm at work, she's all but insisted that I call her on my breaks, so I don't even get the opportunity to chat with coworkers during those times. I don't think she'll go to the lengths of stalking me or threatening anything, but I fully believe she'll try to guilt trip me and whatnot because that seems like her go-to whenever things don't go exactly how she wants them to go. But I'll definitely take your advice on telling my friends and family about it in case she messages them or something. My family lives in a completely different state, so I don't think they'll have to worry about anything other than a message or something. I'll be honest, I should have ended things a long time ago. But anytime I started to get that feeling of needing to do so, she ends up playing the whole wounded bird scenario, and playing on my empathy, I end up staying instead because I feel the need to fix things. I get it. I'm the same way, OP.
Yeah, don't do that.